Hi, I'm Sandra Eagle. I'm so glad you clicked in. There's something extremely important and also very time urgent that I want to talk to you about. 8 million children die every year of starvation and treatable diseases. 8 million children under the age of 5. 22,000 children a day. 22,000 children dying today, tomorrow, the next day. And if there are 8 million children dying, first of all, just take a moment to think about what that looks like, right? How long is a 3-year-old in pain with fever or its stomach hurting? How long is it in pain? Is it crying chronically? Is it lying listlessly with fever in its crib? And what's happening to the siblings? What's happening to the mother? This is devastating. 8 million children under 5 every year. And now there's been a new innovation that can save over 4 million of them of the next 3 years. Over 4 million of our children over the next 3 years. 1.4 million next year. The Global Alliance for Vaccines and Immunizations is a global health partnership. Public sector funding from donor nations and private sector funding from financial institutions, from foundations like the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. It's an alliance of medical researchers, vaccine manufacturers, NGOs, multilateral health organizations like the World Health Organization and UNICEF, all coming together, and they created 2 new vaccines this year. One that will fight against rotavirus, which causes diarrhea, and the other that prevents pneumococcal disease that causes pneumonia. And pneumonia and diarrhea are the 2 leading causes of those deaths. 40% of those deaths are due to the things that we can vaccine against. And, if 8 million children are dying, then how many are suffering, right? Is it 30 million who are suffering? How many are suffering those diseases and then just don't die? So next year alone, Gavi will be able to immunize 143 million children. 143 million children will not get those 2 diseases. And what makes it time urgent is that June 13th is the funding conference in London of the donor nations. And the United States share is $450 million over the next 3 years. And that's important because of the donation itself, and it's also important because it sets the tone for all the donor nations to follow through on what they need to do to make this happen. And so far, we don't have a champion of this in our Congress. In fact, so far, our Congress seems to be saying that we don't have the $450 million over the next 3 years. It breaks down to $175 million for next year, and with that $175 million, 1.4 million lives will be saved. Next year, instead of 8 million little ones dying, it'll be 6.6 million, which we still got to do something about. So we don't have $450 million to save over 4 million kids, but we have $800 billion in 1 year alone to give to the military, because we need that $800 billion for the military to solve the world's problems, but we don't have $450 million over 3 years to make this huge a dent in one of the world's hugest problems. What is that? What's going on here? And what are we going to do about it? If you do nothing else, please call your senators and representatives and ask him or her to support full funding for Gavi at the June 13th conference. And please do that today or as soon as you can because of the time urgency. There's a link, you might be on a page where there's a link that will help you do that. And if not, if you're just watching this, please go to results.org to their Take Action tab under Global Initiatives, and you will see the link to help save the lives of millions of children under 5. But really, who thinks like this? What's going on here? And what are we going to do about it? So I'd like to, I have a call for May 31st, and I hope you sign up and I hope you join me in that. I'm going to be talking from the spiritual filter. This time of tremendous devastation and calamity is also seen as a time that holds the possibility of ushering in a golden age. Only it's not going to happen by magic. Spiritual law is very clear about what has to happen. And the basic message is that we each have a unique contribution to make to a turning point, that we're each essential in making that turning point, and that we have to do it in community and collaboration. So this is a call for all of you whose hearts are open and you're ready to step up and don't know how. And it's a call for all of you who have already stepped up. There are so many of us involved in a lot of really important work, and know that, so it's for those who have already stepped up, but know that we have to do it in community and collaboration. So this call will explore what we know from the spiritual filter, but also has a very specific agenda of making sure that the United States pledges its share at that Gabi conference on June 13th. There's a world to save, and you and I are the ones who got to do it. So I hope you join me on this call. Sign up here. Bye for now.